sense. Come on, make it, make sense. Come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it.
What's good, y'all? Let's Make Sense of It podcast. Yes, we are back. It's been a while. We are back. I would say for another week, but damn, it's been a couple months. But we are back for another week. And like we always say,
the truth you don't want, but you definitely need it.
You definitely need it. I go by the boy Vince.
And I'm Ash.
And we are back again, man. It's been a couple,
Hey, you guys.
Been like, what, 2 months?
I don't know.
It's been like 2 months and anything. What happened?
It's
What happened?
life was life, and we was living our best lives out here. Vacations, a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. Life was lifing, but hey, we're back. You know, the website's back up. Let me start there. Website's back up. So remember, go to Letsmakesenseofit.com. I changed the website. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got to type in Let's Make Sense podcast. Letsmakesenseofit.com. Get some gear, all that good stuff. All right. So since it's been a while, I don't want to start it here.
That topic.
Your heart is healed, but your soul is broken. So it kind of came to my mind because I was like through over all these months, seeing stuff on social media, and I just want to do a topic based around that. So, the after effects of a breakup that sometimes people don't talk about. Let's start there. What are some of the after effects of a breakup? Some that are short term and some that are long lasting.
That and nobody talks about.
Yes.
Wanting to get back together. Your heightened sex drive all of a sudden because you can't have that same person anymore. So it's just like now you kind of might be out there trying to get anybody. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's not a lot that I know of that nobody really talks about after a breakup that people usually go through. Right,
because so the topic, that particular topic actually came to my head because a lot of times people, they have a broken heart, right? But then, over time, the heart, everything heals and everything. But sometimes, depending on what the breakup was, their heart might be healed, but their soul might be broken, meaning like they now you say you forgive, but you don't forget. Mm-hmm. I feel like sometimes, people, they can forgive certain things, or like if a breakup came along, they might forget certain things, but deep down inside, they always question themselves, trying to figure out exactly what did they do wrong or what happened in a relationship.
I mean, if you were involved in a relationship and then y'all broke up because the other party in the relationship either did something that was undeserving to you, and you of course you're gonna backtrack and try to figure out like where did you go wrong, and usually the end all be all of every kind of topic like that is usually there's a red flag that you missed. It might not be many of them, and it might not be an extremely bright red flag, but it's a red flag that you missed that you weren't paying attention to, and then like blindside you. And then sometimes, on those few cases, there are people out here that will completely blindside you. Like you won't know that shit was going to hit you at all. So it does affect your soul a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, a breakup is a breakup.
Right.
And, like in reality, a lot of people are not meant to be monogamous, even though they try to be or pretend to be. Mm-hmm. And you just have to move on from that. I'm not saying you got to jump right into another relationship, but you kind of just have to move forward and see what else happens.
Let's Make Sense of It podcast is brought to you by Love Jones Wine. Now, let me tell you about Love Jones Wine. Love Jones Wine is a refreshing, sophisticated taste of organic wine that will satisfy every taste bud. Now, let me tell you about this. They have their signature red, their signature white, their signature rosé, the Love Jones Sangria. She has her new peach flavor. Also, my favorite, the watermelon splash. They have the trio packs, which is the 3, the quad packs of 4, and all of that, all of the good, I'm telling you, all of the good stuff about Love Jones. You gotta make sure you check her out. So visit lovejoneswine.com, use our promo code SENSE, that's SENSE, lovejoneswine.com, promo code SENSE, Love Jones Wine, a cocktail made for you. I think nowadays people say they rather be single pretty much. That's a big thing nowadays for whatever reason.
I hear that a lot. You rather be single because the dating pool is trash. A lot of people aren't honest. A lot of people are not telling the truth when they get into these things with these situations with people, and they tell them one thing and they mean another, or they are saying, or they know that person wants a relationship and they know they don't, but they are so happy with that comfort that person gives them that they'll just go along with it, knowing damn well it's not what you want. And now you start to get that itch, like you got to get back outside, and now you got somebody else's feelings involved, and once if it comes to an end, now that person is crazy and da. But it was just like you weren't being honest, so you fucked it up. Right.
And the being single thing is turning into like the new being celibate thing, because that's what people say that that's the go-to now. I'm gonna be single the rest of my life, which some of y'all are. I'm just keeping it being with you. Like, it's probably not nobody out there for you. I'm gonna keep it being with you. Like, because like if you've been through so many relationships, your Mr. Right probably done pass you along, and you probably not gonna come across another Mr. Right. I know that might be harsh to some people to hear, but because people always say, take your time, Mr. Right might come along, just keep doing da. Sometimes you might have missed out on Mr. Right. I'm just say that right now. Mr. Right was there, and now Mr. Right is gone.
There's no such thing as a Mr. Right.
To some people, it is.
It is not. You. A lot of people spend a lot of their time trying to find a soulmate, and it's just like you can't. You can't find. You're not gonna find your soulmate. Like, your soulmate literally is gonna pop out of nowhere. It's gonna come in. Usually, your soulmate comes in a time where you're not expecting them.
Right.
And then they shake your world up. Not in a bad way. They just shake your world up because you weren't expecting it. Now you have this person who's around, who's making like life easier. It's a breath of fresh air and everything. You're wondering where have they been.
Right.
But a lot of y'all will say, I'm going to be single forever, or I'm celibate, but you don't leave the house. I don't know how you ever are going to get into a relationship or have conversations with people if you're still in the house. And of course, we can go through it's dangerous outside. A lot of these niggas is crazy. Females is crazy as well. But it's just like anything else in life, you have to take a chance. If you don't take the chance, then I don't know what you expect is gonna happen.
Your Mr. Right ain't come busting through your door and busting into your bedroom. I don't think that's how that works. Like you don't go outside, you're not social. Like, I don't know where you expect you think you'll meet Mr. Right at. Or it could be the opposite. You trying to meet Mr. Right at the same places where everybody else is. Like, you trying to meet Mr. Right at the bar. You trying to meet Mr. Right at the club. You trying to meet Mr. Right at spots where damn well 9 times out of 10, you not gonna meet that Mr. Right there.
You can't say that you
gonna meet Mr. Right now.
You looking for this type of female, or you looking for this type of guy, and then you go to the same places and you encounter the same type of people. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a product of the environment. You have to step outside that environment to go. I'm not saying nobody's telling y'all to go out here and search for anybody. Don't go searching. And nobody's telling you to search. People are telling you to live. Like, you live, and then that's when you experience things. If you don't live, you're not going to experience anything. If you go outside trying to find somebody, you don't know what you're going to find. Mm-hmm. And then you can be, that relationship, situationship can be destitute to you. You never know. It's just live before you, like, don't, just, if it ain't lost, don't go find it. Like, that's it.
But, hey, all right, let me get this one. It says, why do women's intuition only sense cheating, but not when a man's unhappy?
Because that's not what women's intuition is. What's like? No, I'm not even gonna say that. A woman's intuition tells when something is off. So a lot of times it leads to this motherfucker is cheating, because that's usually what it leads to. But a woman's intuition, a gut feeling, is always that something is off. And if that feeling winds up leading to the fact that he's unhappy, no woman is going to find it out until she asks those questions. Now, if she has a gut feeling and she ignores it, she's not going to find out. If she has a gut feeling and she decides to be defensive about it, or she approaches him wrong, she's not going to find out. But I don't agree with the statement that a woman's intuition only pops up when a guy is cheating. It's just usually that's what the end of it the fuck is.
Right.
Because if you're not having a conversation in your relationship, then you would never know if that man is unhappy. And a lot of times, a lot of guys don't speak up about their unhappiness either.
Yeah. And I wonder why that's the case, because relationship is, it's two people. That's supposed to be a partner. That's supposed to be somebody you can confide in. That's supposed to be somebody you should tell each other. If something's not making you happy, you should be able to tell your partner that. It's crazy. If a job's not making you happy, motherfuckers will quit in a heartbeat. Oh, I can't be here. I can't stay at the job too long. Motherfuckers won't leave that relationship though. For whatever reason, people will hold on to that relationship, or they'll jump too fast. It's like one or the other. It's like either they stay around too long, knowing they should have left, or they just up and go, like, fuck it, I'm out. Or instead of them just leaving, they'll resort to cheating. Like, I don't understand why it's a lot easier to. What do you think is easier? You think it's easier for somebody to cheat or somebody to leave?
Cheat.
Why? And that's the crazy part. Why do you think that is, though?
Because it's a conversation that doesn't have to be had. I don't have to face you. Like, if I'm unhappy in my relationship, and instead of me having a conversation with you to say I'm unhappy or that I want to leave or even attempting to leave, I might as well just go find somebody else to have this conversation with and then cheat, because I don't have to talk to you about it. So now my mood is changing. So I might be unhappy with you, but whatever I have on the side is changing my mood.
And that's the crazy part. Like, that answer is the crazy part, because sometimes people probably don't even think about that part. Like, what? Just leave. Why? The fact that it's harder for somebody to leave and than it is for somebody to cheat should tell you all you need to know about if you like being in that relationship and how powerful that being in a relationship with somebody is. Like, I don't want to leave because it's too hard for me to leave, but it's a lot easier for me to just cheat. But if I just leave and I can just do whatever I want, I don't have to deal with the repercussions and worry about the problems. But instead of me doing that, I'd rather cheat and just still have my relationship. So it was like,
I've had this conversation, I think, in the last week or whatever the case may be. Like, guys cheat and then do it dumbly. Like, you leave all your breadcrumbs for somebody to figure out what exactly you're doing, unless you like that really good sneaky person or whatever the case may be. But you'll go from, so a woman's intuition will pop up and she may feel as though something is wrong in a relationship and something's not right. He's not doing something the same, or his mood is different, or whatever the case may be. And we can brush it off, be like, maybe we're just overthinking it. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe he had a hard day at work. Give him some space, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden now you turning your phone over when you get around me. You constantly got to take your phone everywhere with you around the house. You never did that. I can't hold your phone for 10 seconds, or you can't turn it around and show me a video without worrying that something's going to pop across the screen. Now when I call you at work, it's real short or whatever case, but I can obviously see that. But then you come home and tell me you have conversations with other people throughout the day.
Right.
Like, it's just certain things that a guy will start to do. And it's just like, if you're not cheating, something is off and it's weird. But those signs usually lead up to you out here either, I'm not saying you automatically fucking somebody else, but you out here conversating with somebody else that you shouldn't be.
Right. And it's funny. So it's just cool. It's funny you said it. It says, so the chick says, it's the fact that men are shocked that women are sneaky that's getting me. And she put LOL. So then the guy commented back, I don't even think most women are sneaky. I just think most men aren't actively looking for unhappiness. That's why chicks get away with cheating so much.
That is true too. I mean, it's not too many guys that pay attention to their significant other being unhappy or whatever. They'll just think she in a mood, or they'll take it as a personal jab against them. Now it's like, oh, well, she don't want to talk to me. She don't want to be around me. She don't want to touch me. We ain't had sex in this long, and yada, yada, yada. So it's just like, they taking it as a personal offense against them. Like, she literally told them, you're making me unhappy. But if she never said that, you're taking it as a personal offense with no fucking background knowledge to anything else, instead of just flat out asking her, are you happy? Is there something that we need to work on? Like, is there something we need to fix?
Why do you, well, like always, everything goes back to communication, but like, I don't understand why it's so hard for people that are in a relationship to have those difficult conversations about somebody not being happy. Like, they rather just suffer and just go on about their daily life with somebody that they're laying down with every day, instead of having a physical conversation with the person that's literally right next to them. And I think what part of the problem is, like we said a long time ago, people are in relationships with people they don't like. That's one of the big issues. Like, you don't like the person you're with. Like, I seen a quote. It says some women, but basically says some women just want a man. They don't want nothing else that comes with the man. They just want the man. Which you could probably say the same thing about a guy wanting to get a woman. But when I say that, that's the truth, because like, people always say, "Oh, I want to get a woman. I want to get a man." Anybody can do that. What more do you want from that person, though? I think that's part of the problem. Like, people, a chick will get a man, or a dude to get a chick, and then it's like, all right, I got him. but then everything just stops. Like you don't want to continue on with the relationship, or like you don't want to continue on with the courting process. You just want to say, I got a man, I got a woman, I'm cool. But then you get in a relationship with these people, and then you don't go outside. Y'all don't go on dates. This person don't buy you nothing for your. It's people in relationships. This people probably don't buy them nothing for their birthday. They don't buy nothing for holidays. They don't do nothing. They don't bring nothing to the table. Like it's just they give the dry ass Instagram birthday shout out to my it'd be like something quick, like to make it seem like they're not in a relationship. Like shout out to my dog, like one of those.
Like, bro, I'm your dog.
Like, shout out to my dog or something like that. Like people are just in relationships just to say they had a title of relationships. I think some people got, like I said before, some people got stuck in a relationship. Like they've been dating somebody so long. Like a lot of it's probably they could have been dating 10 plus years, 11 years. They might have been having their childhood crush. It's no longer their childhood crush, but they don't want to break up with them because they don't want to have to do that process of starting all over again, or dealing with somebody all over again. The family might like them, but who cares if the family like them if you don't like them? That's another thing. Like the family will try to steer you to stay with a person, but you know you don't like that person. Like how can you be in a relationship with somebody that you don't get them anything for any type of recognition for a birthday, Valentine's Day, anything throughout the year? No.
Well, how is they in a relationship with you?
Yeah,
That's the question too. If I know I'm in a relationship with somebody and then you not putting any effort into this relationship, there's no reason for me to be with you. And people can take that how they want it. They can be like, oh, well, it's more than no. Relationships come with so many different levels and tiers to like things that you should and shouldn't be doing, and how you communicate and how things go or whatever, that it will make zero sense for you to start dating somebody, for you to court them, date them, go through the sweet like lovey-dovey stage and all that, and then all of a sudden y'all get into a relationship and then y'all stop, and then everything stops, and it's just like, so what the fuck am I like a part of this for? Like I don't want to say I have a man just to say I have a man. Like we not doing a desperate thing. It's never gonna give that. It's just either you gonna be by your damn self living your best life, or I'm gonna be with you living my best life.
Right.
There ain't no fucking in between. I'm not gonna be with you being miserable. Who the fuck wants to do that? But going back to when you asked the question of why do people not want to have a conversation about unhappiness in a relationship, because it's a tough conversation. You never know where it's gonna go, and nobody wants to hear that somebody else is making them unhappy in their relationship.
But sometimes you gotta have that truth. Like you gotta. I
mean, yeah, you're supposed to have that truth, and nobody wants to have these tough conversations or whatever. I seen an interview that Tabitha Brown did, and she said that a lot of times you get older in your marriage or your relationship, you don't want to have the tough conversations because you don't know which way it's going to lean, and somebody may feel at fault. It may go into an argument. Somebody gets defensive, and it's just like, this is not the approach that I'm taking you on. I'm just trying to tell you that we need to do better this way, and this is how you can show up, and you can tell me how I can show up. Right. But if you automatically take it as a offense, and you ready to argue, and you want to go tat for tat, you want to go tit for tat, now it's like this conversation is unhealthy and it's unfruitful because we're not getting anywhere, and I'm still unhappy at the end of the day.
You want to know what women do?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Wasn't you supposed to set this one up?
I was.
There you go.
I love the topics. But you want to know what women do?
Let us know.
Like grinds my gears.
Oh.
Here we go.
Women love deflecting. Your men approach a situation, wholeheartedly put wear their heart on their sleeve, and there's always, but what about this? It's never the accountability. It's never the approach of like, well, maybe I did something wrong. It's always the assumption of, you cheating, or you doing this, or because I ain't do nothing. Because everybody thinks, it's more so women than men. Women think that they're just not that person that can do wrong. Like they don't do anything wrong. Is the guy.
Some women, all right. So we'll say
every woman thinks that they're the perfect girlfriend.
You think so?
No woman thinks that they're shitty. Women will walk around. I'm a nice person. I'm cool as shit. The whole time they top shitty, and they think they so perfect, and they're not until somebody put them on the ass.
If you gonna call it out, you gonna call it out, but you better have facts to back it up why you think these things. as always. I can't, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm the perfect girlfriend, especially not now. Pregnancy is different. It is some shit to deal with, but I digress. But even before that, no, I'm not going to say I'm the perfect girlfriend. But if you going to come at me and tell me, oh, I'm not top shit, or I'm not, I'm not up there, you got to bring me facts. You have to bring me facts. You're not just going to tell me. You're not just going to tell me that, oh, you're not that. So what makes me not that? And then then you can when you bring me the facts, I'll be like, you know what? Okay. That's only if, and I will say this, there are a lot of women that will not accept that. So it's basically like you don't accept criticism at all. So nobody can tell you that you're wrong. Nobody can tell you that you're not that girl or whatever case to me. So automatically you take that as an offense, and it's just like, bitch, who you talking to? But if you are grown and you can accept accountability for where you fall short at and everything like that, then that conversation won't even make you sweat, because it's just like you automatically know, I know exactly who I am. But if you want to tell me that I'm somebody different, let's go bar for bar.
That's true. Some women ain't never been told about themselves though. That's the problem too.
That's
a lot of women been going around life. They've been they got the fat ass, they got the body, they do what they want, yada yada yada, and then you need a nigga to come along and say, yo, who told you was that? Like, who told you? Like, sometimes people need to be humble. I'm not just going to just say women. Sometimes people need to be humble, especially when it comes to like thinking who the fuck they are.
Because a nigga be quick to think, he the shit, and they be like, you don't understand that your headline is receding. And you should have just went bald. You don't understand that just because when you go to a certain bar or like a neighborhood bar or something like that, and you walk in and you get free drinks, like you think you that nigga. Like, no, I want you to walk into another city, into another bar. Then you're that nigga. You're not gonna do that neighborhood shit with me. Like, oh, okay, my grandma was that nigga too in the neighborhood. Like, I'm not understanding. So it's just like, at any moment, at any time, whether you're a male or a female, if you can't accept criticism, if you can't take accountability, then the conversation will always fall short, and the conversation will always be an argument, and it will always end up with like some real heavy words that you may not have wanted to say in the beginning. But if you can accept those things and be like, not somebody just coming at you saying like some out of pocket shit, but just saying like, hey, you don't communicate the way you think you do. Like, you're not as honest as you think you are. Or you're not that great of a partner as you think you are, but you can be better. These are where you fall short at. Open up the conversation.
Yeah, people at times don't realize where they fall short at because they never been knocked off that pedestal. Sometimes people think they're on a pedestal, but they're really standing on a shaky table. That's part of the problem too. Like, you think people put you up here and you just so high, you just so almighty, and no, like that table that you really stand on the table. It's not a pedestal. That table's wobbling. It's got a broken leg. You ain't you're not on as a solid as foundation as you might think, or you might not be up as high as you think. Like, sometimes you just got to bring people back to reality. Like, listen, you not know better than everybody else out here. Trust me, it's shit fucked up out here for everybody. Whether you the bottom of the bottom or you rich. There's different levels to fucked up. Let's not forget that. But everybody dealing with some shit. So don't think you just so high on this pedestal and you're not.
Don't settle either.
Yeah, that's a, yeah.
Don't be out here, because I know this conversation is going around, especially since that Tyler Perry interview, and a lot of black women are feeling like, why are we the only ones that have to settle, and why are we the ones being told that even if the guy can only pay the light bill, we should be accepting of it? So I've watched tons of stitches to this and a lot of people's rebuttal to it, and it's just like, I understand that point, but the other side of it as well is the simple fact that he wasn't saying you need to pay for everything at the end of the day. He wasn't saying that. It was just saying, if you have somebody that is good to you, like period good to you, not no mediocre shit, like actually good to you and actually trying and wants to make that step forward, or is trying to get further and they may be a few steps behind you or whatever case. There's nothing wrong with keeping that man. And a lot of people were so up in arms, like, I'm not doing that and I'm not doing this. And this is like, so many women out here are actually doing this right now, but they're not conversating about it because it's nobody's business. How many women are in relationships with men that don't make as much as them? We all know the statistics of where black men lie on as far as like in our own culture, how much the salary gap is between them and black women.
Niggas
We
be
know
broke.
those. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of women out here that are dating or married to these men and are happy. That man shows up for them. That man proves his worth every day with no problem. So it's just like it's not just saying it's in our culture and that you should settle for somebody, but it's also saying that y'all can't be like, oh, I don't want this, because as soon as a guy comes out his mouth and say he doesn't want a woman that's broke, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah, and we constantly have these. See, the part of the problem is we constantly have these gender battles back and forth, and it's just a circle. It just keep going, and then people say something to get people riled up, or people don't want to listen to it, and people get tired of it. We get tired of it. But like, damn, y'all doing that again? We taking this down this path again? Much as we say we can't get some shit that's circulating, but y'all get this bullshit circulating. Like, god damn, the bullshit always gets circulated. Always. These blogs run with it. These blogs used to be balanced out. They're not balanced out anymore. It's skewed to the negative now.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be some substance to some of these blogs. Now people doing anything for $1. They doing anything to get a click. They doing anything to get the money. And that's part of the problem. Like I said, when social media first started, it was all fun, pictures, yada yada yada. Blogs came along. At least they balanced it out a little bit. It was the good with the bad. Now you go on social media, it's the same 5 storylines, just a different person.
Very much so.
Same 5 storylines, different person. It's crazy, but that's why we're here. To keep the culture pushing along. All right, so let me get this one. This quote says, "Telling your man any of your friends' business is a violation, and he is not an extension of your friendships. We don't know that nigga." What's your thoughts on that?
The messed up part is because a lot of people be like, oh no, but it's just like you can never beat pillow talk. And I'm not saying I'm not saying
explain that.
I'm not saying tell your best friend's most intimate details, or if you found out that she just got cheated on or something like that, go and tell your man or whatever case may be. But if it's something that like happened like in your friend group, sometimes you want a different outlet that's not there in that circle, that doesn't really that's basically somebody on the outside looking in, right, that you want their opinion. So you usually gonna tell your significant other, whether it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your wife or your husband. So no, I don't agree with telling your significant other, your friends, like intimate details about something that something that they're going through, or something that may have been bothering them, or something that they confided in you in. But if it's something like general, I mean, more than likely you're gonna tell your partner that. And I don't give a fuck. Anybody can be in this video disagreeing, but you lying, because if you and your partner are friends, and I'm gonna use this because if you and your partner are friends, there's a lot of things that you guys share between each other, or whatever the case may be, and it doesn't leave from between each other. So if they beefing with one of their friends and one of their friend group, you don't go around that friend and start acting different. You treat it as you don't know shit. End of the day, as soon as you go around and start edging it on, now it's just like, you know too much. Come on, you doing the most.
Listen, people be pillow talking. I don't care what y'all say or what y'all think, or people be pillow talking, and it don't even be intentional pillow. Well, sometimes it do. I guess it all depends on whose pillow you laying on. It all depends on whose pillow you laying on, because if people be pillow talking, and you be wondering like how. Niggas definitely probably be pillow talking though. I can only imagine they be all sprung out and.
Niggas, because a lot of times like guys can have friend groups or friends that they're friends with, and they talk to them about certain things. But then when they get around their girlfriends or their wives and everything like that, it's like I can kind of talk to you in a different way than I would talk to them. Like I can let more emotion into this conversation, probably more than I did with them. But this is exactly why they have spousal privileges when you get married and y'all go to court and there's certain shit you can't say, because they know like it's not uncommon. It's not like, oh my God, like, it's not like this big old secret. It's not uncommon for people in relationships to share things with each other. That's just, it is what it is. Like, that's the closest, that's somebody you lay down with every night. Even if you have friends that you've been friends with since y'all was in diapers. This person you lay down with every night, you see mostly every day, you talk to mostly every day. Who else is you talking to?
Hey, listen. Listen,
I'm just saying.
Just people just don't act like it's not a thing.
Don't
people act like it's not a thing, or people try to put it on other people. Like you don't do that. Do not do that because you do the same thing. But people don't want it. They want to be seen like they're just so much different. I hate people like that. Oh, I'm different. I'm this. I'm that. I don't do the fuck out of it.
You happy? You want a cookie? Yeah, like you want a fucking cookie?
Not you want a cookie.
I'm just saying. If it don't apply, let it fly. Like y'all need to learn that real fast. Scroll on. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you.
All right. Let me do this one. So it says the 5 stages of rejection.
You got 5 stages.
The 5 stages of rejection. So I thought this was pretty interesting. So let's start. We'll go one by one. So the first one says disbelief. This is the eternal struggle to try and understand why you're being rejected. Let's start there. Disbelief.
I mean, it just comes to you thinking you that person and you not. Like you thought you can swing them, but you can't swing them.
That's a hurt piece. That goes back to bruising somebody's ego, whether it's male or female. Or whatever you are, it don't matter. Like that. So what you mean you don't want me? Or what you mean?
You can walk around and somebody been calling you a 10 your whole life, and then you meet somebody and they looking at you like you're a 5.
And you ain't attending them, or you're not their cup of tea.
You're not their cup of tea. Like it's perfectly fine. Yeah, you could be like, damn, that's crazy. I would have never thought that. And then some people, if you taking it as a challenge, please stop. Please stop. Just don't try anymore. It's it. If they said no the first time, take that no as a hard ass no and leave it at
that. Number 2, it says anger. It's normal to feel angry after someone rejects you. Anger.
What are we, 6?
I did.
Like I mean that goes for that's them weirdo type people out there. Like that guy on TikTok that was saying that all women should be R-worded because they pass up on nice guys like him. Like this man was.
Wait, he said that? Mm-hmm. Damn, I ain't catch that one.
Yeah, he said he was. It was about last month I think.
Damn, he said they should get that done to him because of what?
Because they pass up on nice guys like him, and he looked like he crawled out of some hole that he should have never crawled out of. Like, sir, there's a reason why you get ignored. You out here trying to hit home runs and. You just need to get off a home plate. I
think sometimes people just say shit for the wow factor. Like, what will make you say that? Mm. Like, if you not him, just say that. Like, everybody not that chick, everybody not that dude. I think dudes do that more than chicks do though. Dudes be thinking you date that nigga, and you be like, you was not that nigga. Mm-hmm. Chicks told me about you. You was not that nigga.
Like, you're not him. You're not that boy.
Yeah, it looked good online, but. We know what goes on offline. You be like, number 3, it says plotting. It says anger is a great energy drink to action. With anger, we decide if we going off, having a conversation, or retreating. So plotting is a stage of rejection?
Yeah, that's when you take it as a challenge. And now you wanna go back and see like, all right, well maybe I can get them this way. And it's just like you're gonna try to get them, and even if they let their guard down and let you in, then you won't feel like you got them, and then you're not gonna want them after that. It's like take the no as a hard no. Leave them the fuck alone. The fuck?
It's a challenge. We say this all the time. People like to be the one to crack that code. They want to be, you know what I'm saying, they want to get into that safe, do this, do that. Sometimes you just gotta take your L and keep it moving. Yeah. You can't have everyone. That's what I'm saying. Everyone is not gonna be like or want to be with you.
Y'all be trying to collect people like they coins, and I don't understand.
They like what's the name? Like what's them stones? Like
Galaxy stones.
Yep.
No, Infinity
stones. Yeah, Infinity stones. They trying to collect them like Infinity stones. They trying to build it like yo.
First of all, was only 5 or 6 of them.
That's what I'm saying. If you that bored, then you don't ain't gotta worry about that. Just keep moving.
Why are you out here collecting stones? I don't understand. Just find you one.
Number 4, it says hurt. In the end, it hurts to feel rejected, even if we're used to it.
Well, yeah, if you keep trying and you seem to be getting rejected, you don't know like what you're doing wrong, or you can't figure it out what you're doing wrong. Yeah, it hurts because you like damn, why are you not the one? Mm-hmm. And it's just like you're just not the one to that person or those people.
Right. Number 5, acceptance. It says after our emotions fade, we take some form of action. We accept it. It says healthy acceptance happens when we accept what happens and finds the lesson to keep moving forward.
You should go straight from number 1 all the way to number 5. It should be you got rejected, mm-hmm. and now I'm going straight to number 5, acceptance. I'm not that. I'm not it. Mm-hmm. That's okay. Enjoy the rest of your night.
But like we say, some people can't they can't deal with the acceptance thing. All right, what I got here? All right, so this is actually a 2-part thing that I seen. They kind of tie into each other. It says a woman's intuition is never wrong. It says, I'm saying if a woman's intuition is never wrong, or so no, it's way too. There's basically it says that there's way too many single mothers for a woman's intuition never to be wrong. So then the second part of it was because I seen under the post it says single mom hate. So is that a real thing?
Single mom hate?
Yes.
Yes. You know what I mean? Single mothers get blamed for a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Like if single mothers get blamed because they're the parent that stayed around. You get blamed for that. Like you get resentment from your kids when you get older, and it's like, and the only time that you gotta have a conversation with your kids to tell them like, stop trying to protect. Like if you're a single mother, I'm not protecting the dad's image. I'm not gonna bash him. But if I know he left on some foul shit, your kids are gonna know you left on some foul shit. You're not about to be Superman in my motherfucking house. That's not happening.
You letting them know you're not bashing them publicly.
I'm not bashing you publicly, but to your child, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I want your child is gonna make the decision of whether they want to have a relationship with you or not. But I want your child to see what type of person you are and how you move. But then a lot of times mothers don't have that conversation with their kids, especially their little boys, and then they grow up wondering like, well, where my dad at? And they resenting you because because you did this, that, and the third, and they feel as though you tore up the family. You ruined every fucking thing.
So what does that guy do when he leaves the woman? Like, what is he supposed to do? Like what does that look like?
If he leaves a woman that has a kid?
Yeah. What does that look like? Like, if he's leaving the woman, like just the woman, like he's not leaving his, like the kid, but what does that look like if he's leaving the woman?
Then you broke up with the woman. More than likely, you probably have to find somewhere else to live if y'all was living together. But then if you only breaking up with her, then your responsibilities as a father do not change. Your environment is the only thing that's changing. So how do you break up with the woman and then you know you have a kid, but now all of a sudden you unavailable, you're not answering your phone, you're not texting back when like I'm telling you that, oh, well, he has or she has this and you got to go pick him up. Like, the shit doesn't change just because you left the house. Right.
And it's funny you said it because I seen a quote. It had said, it said co-parent is actually easy. It said if y'all will focus on the kid and not focus on each other.
That's it. So if Monday through Friday they go to school, right? Because we in school season now. Monday through Friday they go to school. Let's say you got 2 kids. So one has football practice, one has piano lessons, and then gymnastics, and then the other one has like after school programs they got to go to because they need help with their reading or whatever. If all of these things were happening when you were in the house and you were in a relationship with the other parent, when you leave the house, that does not stop. So you should know, like there are dads out here that be like, oh, I always show up for my kids and everything like that. Book a doctor's appointment. Book a dentist appointment. Tell me, what's the drama going on in your kid's classroom? Because mom probably knows all of this shit.
A lot of that just be resentment. A lot of it, they be having resentment towards that goes for both parents, whether it's mom or dad. Like they have so much resentment towards each other that they miss the overall goal here, which is the kids y'all have together. It's okay to co-parent. A lot of people co-parent very well. And then there's a lot of people that they turn co-parent into either 1, trying to get back with a person, 2, being bitter, 3, being just petty. It's just a combination of all 3. Like,
but then you wind up like but you can't stop that other person from. So if you were in a relationship and y'all had kids, and then the dad decides that, or they break up and the dad decides he's moving out, right. So the mom is still in that household. She's still human at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I have to deal with a breakup, my family being broken up, and I have to deal with now I'm the default parent because I'm in the house with them all the time and you're not. So it's just like, a lot of times single moms get blamed and they're called bitter, but it's just like I didn't get a chance to just reflect on the simple fact that I had a breakup with somebody. Right.
Especially if it was a breakup for something that they didn't do, and then they try to flip it onto the mom and make it seem like the mom's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, I didn't get to deal with my breakup. I automatically had to go and, well, I'm a mom first, so this is it. Like, no, bitch, I wanted to deal with the breakup too. That hurt my feelings as well. So no, right off the bat, no, I may not be your best fucking friend.
All right.
May not be the best relationship.
Since we on breakups, it seemed like it's been like the month, the year of the breakup for whatever reason.
Summertime was a good summer, I guess.
It's been the different types of breakups. So off of that, somebody wrote a quote. It says, I think people should start saying no to marriage, and not necessarily no to the idea of getting married, but when people know they're not ready for marriage and they just say yes anyway because somebody pulled out a ring, they feel as though they should start saying no to marriage. What's your thoughts on that?
Don't propose to somebody if you know they're gonna say. If don't propose to somebody if you know damn well they're not ready for marriage, because that puts somebody on the spot.
Or if you're not ready for marriage, some people do it just because they feel like it's the thing to do.
Well, it's not like that's not a date. Like it's not a date night. Marriage is not a date night. Like you have a wedding day, of course, engagement party, bridal showers, bachelor parties, like you have all these events, and then you have this day, but that day you say I do begins a whole new fucking life. Like marriage isn't just a piece of paper. So from the moment that you decide to go buy a ring and propose to somebody, like you have to know that both of y'all are ready. If neither one of y'all are ready or one person is shaky, it's not a thing.
That's because people use the ring like they use the baby as a relationship saver.
Ain't no child, please.
And that's the problem.
Neither one of them gonna save shit.
The ring is more so like they fucked up. All right, I'm ready. I'm grown now. I'm ready to, be an adult. I'm ready. Like the ring is like the last resort. Like she's leaving you regardless, bro. I want you to understand that. And she might say yes at the moment, but you're just gonna be engaged for 10 years.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Like I'm going from engagement. We got a year to plan, and then it's marriage. Like I'm not doing why would I do a prolonged engagement? We could have stayed not engaged and just in a relationship. Who wants to do that?
Because technically you committed now, though.
Bitch, please.
Because before you just was the girlfriend. Now you're fiance.
Now I'm the fiance.
Yeah, you a little bit more. There's a little bit more commitment there.
Is it? Is it really?
It's more commitment than just being a girlfriend.
Nah.
Let some people tell it.
No. Once you go from a girlfriend and then you become a fiance, if there is no wedding planning, if there is no marriage planning, and if there is no marriage counseling, you are still a girlfriend. You just have a ring.
Everybody move at a different speed.
That's perfectly fine.
Everybody move at it.
But I'm telling you, don't go into these situations thinking that every person moves at the same speed. You might have a prolonged engagement with somebody because both of y'all want to be at a certain point. And so y'all don't want to rush into the marriage. But then you get engaged with somebody that's just like, okay, if you taking this step with me, then we need to take this step and move it forward. So that means, are we going to counseling? Are we making sure all of our ends are not loose? Everything is tied up. Like, are we good? You ain't gonna propose to me and you still out here can't communicate and shit. Like, well, what are we doing?
Hey, listen. Let me get this quote. It says, black women don't often recognize that they're struggling with depression or anxiety. Instead, they think they're failing.
Yeah. It's not hard.
Because sometimes people mix struggling with, or they mix up they mix depression versus struggling. Like they mix up the two. Like they don't realize that they're really depressed, but they think they're struggling, or vice versa. They're struggling. It's actually a combination of both, really, when you think about it. They kind of go hand in hand.
As a black woman sitting in a room, you have so many targets pointed at you. So it never is like, oh, I'm gonna deal with, like, well, we pushing, like, there are black women pushing hard for a black man's mental health, right? Because a lot of black men don't express themselves, they don't open up. But then nobody talks about a black woman's mental health. And it's just like, oh, she lashing out, oh, she always angry, oh, she always this. And it's just like, there are different groups of people in this world and in society, whether they're personal or whether they're just, a larger group that's just outside in the world, that are pointing their targets at you as a black woman to tell you that you're not enough. So I can go get 3 degrees, but I'm still not making as much.
Right.
I can go buy my first house at a young age and be successful at this or whatever case may be, but it's not enough because you didn't buy it at this age. I got married at 35, but it's not enough. You should have got married at 26. I had my first kid at 30. That's not enough. You should have been on your second kid by now. You should have been married by now. You should have been this by now. And it's just like, why do I gotta be all this shit? Why can't I just relax? Why can't I just be happy where the fuck I'm at? Why do I have to have a kid? Why do I have to marry that nigga? Why do I gotta do that? Why is it a problem that I don't want to marry that nigga?
Hey.
Why is it a problem?
Everything's going to eventually turns into a problem. You know that, right? Like it don't matter what it could be the most right or the right. Somebody gonna turn it wrong.
Child.
You say it don't matter what it is. Somebody come outside, have a smile on their face. What are you smiling for? Why are you so happy? I woke up today.
Like y'all upset, y'all be
Just mad at just mad at the world for no reason.
and it's just like it's no.
You do realize it's people that didn't wake up today, right?
Very
It's
much
people.
so.
It's people that. It's a lot of people that was never born, right? You know that, right? Like it's like you should cherish your life. People, as bad as your life is, somebody having life way worse.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't make me feel bad because there's starving children all over the world and I'm happy today. How you gonna make me feel bad about that? Like let me be in my joyful moment and be okay.
Okay. It says, now this is funny. It says, which one of these is the best first date questions? Now it's 5 questions on here. it's five questions on here. And I'm gonna give you all 5. So the first one says, what is your love language? That's the first one. Is that a good one? That's a good one? No. For a first date?
For a first date?
Yeah. It just says which one are the best 5 first. All right, I'm gonna give you all 5, and then so one says, what is your love language? 2 says, are you close to your family? 3 says, do you have a passport?
I mean,
4 says, what is your zodiac sign? She's crazy. 5 says, what's your credit score?
no.
That's the 5 they got over here.
The first date, you're not asking me about my credit score. I mean, do you have a passport in which your zodiac sign is like normal? Because that'll come up in conversation. Like, have you traveled? And then where you travel to? If you don't tell me anywhere outside the country, I'm going to ask you, do you have a passport? And then you're gonna be like, "Oh no, I don't have a passport," or whatever. And then
will somebody be petty? Will somebody be petty enough to leave somebody that didn't have a passport?
If they are a big person that travels, yes, because they're gonna feel as though like, and if they'll ask like, "Oh, are you gonna get a passport?" And they'll be like, "I haven't really thought about it." And it's like, "All right, well, this probably ain't going to a second."
They're gonna be local.
Yeah,
they gonna be local. You ain't taking. You ain't coming out the
if you ask me
tri-state area.
If you ask me about my credit score, I feel like you're trying to steal my identity. So no.
Yeah.
Because why you asking me that on the first date?
That's an instant date killer. That's an instant date killer.
Like what?
You vibing. People be killing the vibe. People gotta stop killing the vibe on these dates, man.
The number one that is a good one is, are you close to your family?
And that's a good one.
That's a good one. And you can ask somebody like, what's their love language? But a lot of people don't know their love language.
Probably not gonna know on the first. I'm probably not be able to tell you on the first date.
I feel like that's a little weird, asking somebody what their love language is. Like, why you trying to figure me out so fast, bro? What's going on? Why you want to know so much?
Would that scare you away if somebody asked you that, or you think you would scare somebody away if you asked them that?
It depends on how the conversation is going. Like if you find yourself trying to come up with most of the questions or the topics during this conversation and they not giving you anything, yeah, don't ask that question. But if the conversation is flowing,
I gotta have the intent. Like if I feel like I have the intent to like be intimate with somebody, then I'll ask something like that, because that's an intimate thing, like that you sharing with somebody. But on the first date, nah.
On the first date is like,
you trying to line me up, bro. I know.
Basically,
I know the vibes.
what you do for a living,
Hey,
and do you got siblings and like stuff like that. But it's like basic questions,
right?
And then depending on the conversation, it goes a little bit more intimate.
All right. Don't kill the vibe. Let me just throw that out there, because a lot of people, like, y'all be having them. Y'all, things be going good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the drinks flowing. Y'all got the food going. Everything going good. Good conversation. And then bam, a dumbass question come out of nowhere. Like, why do people do that all the time? It could be the most minuscule thing. The most minuscule thing. Like, why would you ask somebody that question that? Like, you see they Muslim. Why you ask them to eat pork? Now you just killed the vibe. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah,
like,
that's
why?
just weird.
That is. Like, what are we doing? Now
They might be trying to
date
figure you
over.
out if you're a real Muslim.
Yeah, like what are we doing here?
Because you might get somebody to trip up and they be like, no, I don't eat pork chops or nothing like that, but I eat bacon.
Yeah, you like what? you feeling like don't kill the vibe. Let the vibe happen. You say something stupid, and 9 times out of 10 it's probably the dude that said something stupid. He had the basket. Like he knew after this date they was going to his place, or vice versa. They were going to his place, because women don't just
for a second date. You guys would like a second date at least.
Shit. If they vibing right, because that might have been the first date, but y'all might have been vibing, talking beforehand, and then the date was like
that's some shit. If you vibe with somebody like beforehand, like y'all can be on FaceTime all that, and then you go out on a date with them, and that shit
it's not that. That's a bad joke.
That shit is like,
damn. Why you? Oh, you about to say something? I'm about to say, why you think that is though? Why you think like somebody could be? Cause I feel like if you vibing with somebody, I feel like in person it should be even a bigger vibe. Yep. If the energy when you see them in person is not that, like they might have some corny ass boot cuts on, and they might.
I feel like I got cat what is it's a type of catfish though. Like it's a type of catfish where you connect with somebody on social media, you talk to them, and like the image that they have compared to the personality just don't match. Like you put it's the image that you have on social media. Like you don't match who you
like the perception or whatever.
You have a persona. Your persona does not match who you are in real life.
Like you thought he or she was that, and then he be like, damn, they ain't even got no. They live in a room. Like, like they was talking big money shit. Yeah, I work here the whole time. You find out they don't live there, they don't work there.
Like, you know, like why you funny during text messages and on FaceTime, and then when you get in front of me, like you're not funny.
That's because people don't even can't have a conversation. That's because people don't really know how to talk to people, have conversations.
Not even
See,
that.
we grew up, we had to talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
We had to talk to people. It wasn't no. You lucky you get to have a phone call. Like we had to.
Even then, that shit was wet because niggas still didn't know how to talk to nobody back then. Like you was just out here winging it.
But at least you had to talk though.
You was out here just winging it, and the conversation was so surface level. Like the conversation, like think of a conversation you had with somebody. Like say we was in high school,
right?
And you trying to talk to somebody, or they trying to talk to you. Like the conversations were so surface level. Like there was no like deepness to these conversations. Then you become an adult, and this is like you sitting across the table from somebody or across the booth, whatever you're doing, and it's just like you got to have these actual conversations.
That's because nowadays people don't have social skills. They don't have no social skills. So I'm better with talking than I am texting. Like I can have a conversation for hours. I'm a good talker, but some people they can just text and then you put them on the phone. What are you doing?
No, don't put me on the phone.
You just breathing. You just on the phone breathing for no reason.
If I ain't got nothing to tell you, I'm not sitting on the phone with you.
It's okay, yeah. People be forcing conversations. Like they be trying to force feed a conversation that's like, yo, go ahead and hang this up. We go ahead and wrap this up. Like, what are we doing here?
You know what else could be like a fucked up point too? You go on the wrong date. Like you don't take them to the right type of
date.
Like you don't take them to the right type. You don't take them to the right type of place for like what. Like, okay, so if y'all was talking beforehand, like y'all was vibing or whatever the case may be, and then like you decide your first date is gonna be like this fancy restaurant. And then y'all get there and it's just like, and y'all get there and it's just like they don't know what half the shit is on the menu.
They ain't never been to a fancy restaurant.
They never been in this atmosphere. So it throws the date off because you don't know what to do. Or you take them to like a seafood spot and they only eat fried shrimp, and it's just like you took them to this, and you trying to get the the boil bag joint, and it's like they not gonna eat that. Or this person is like adventurous person, so you should be taking them somewhere that you can do some shit, and you take them somewhere simple, and it's just like no. That's so those things you got to think about those things too. Like the person you talking to, you have to think about when you going out on a first date or whatever it is to be like, where am I gonna take them? Where are we gonna go that will keep the conversation going, will keep the vibes going, and it'll be memorable instead of being a dud.
That's a good one, because I think when people think dates, automatically they think food. Not necessarily food, but some. All right, so some people that aren't creative, they'll automatically think if I take them to an expensive restaurant, I'm making a good first impression.
No, you're not.
Because you don't even know this person. You don't know what they eat. You do not know this girl. You do not know this dude. Like, what are y'all doing?
Unless you
that's something you save. Like
later
y'all
on.
really later on, something special. Like not first date material. And then now you just out of $300-400, and
like
y'all ain't even vibing.
My first date was a hookah lounge. And then we went to another bar after that. I had a good time. Like,
yo, it's crazy you said
wings,
that.
drinks, hookah. We had a good conversation.
Wait.
Then we went to another bar and had a bunch of shots. It was dope.
So it's funny you said that. I remember the episode. I think you had got sick, and we was on the road.
Oh yeah.
and Whitley said the same thing. She said her dude took her to. They went to a lounge. They got a section, and it was.
But that was the vibe because first of all,
she didn't know though. But
first of all, it was decent because he asked me first.
Shout out Spin with Whit.
He asked me like, do I smoke hookah? It was like, yeah, okay. And it was like, all right, well, these are the two places. I got options. First of all, you asked me a question. You gave me options, and then you booked it. Period. Thank you very much. No, I didn't go home with him that night. I went to my house. He went to his house. But at the end of the day, it was a successful first date because you automatically knew this is what they want to do. So it couldn't really be a dud unless something just happened during that time. The same.
It says. This is a funny one. It says, no one fumbled, y'all. It was a complete pass. Get a grip.
Ooh. That'll bruise the shit out of somebody's ego.
It was a complete pass. Get a grip.
I mean, that wraps up everything we said. Like, you can't. Rejection is what it is. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Find the next person. Maybe use somebody's Pepsi.
Damn. You called him a Pepsi?
Pepsi is good.
I'll just say, yeah, you called it.
Maybe you somebody Pepsi, you want to be somebody Red Bull, you want to be somebody vodka soda. I don't fucking know. You're somebody's like that person likes tea. You're not that, so you got to go find a person who likes what you are.
All right, let me give you this one. Someone claiming their damage, right? So I saw this one. It says, people claim they're damaged, but they were the one doing the destroying.
Yes, that's playing the victim. Playing the victim. That is throwing a bunch of fucking rocks, heavy ass rocks, and hide your hands like you ain't do it. Knowing the dust is still on your fingers.
Mm-hmm. It's just I got just a bunch of one-liners right here. It says, it's crabs in the barrel, yet you're one of the crabs. you the one pulling everybody down. You the one doing all this other shit.
You don't want nobody to be successful. You don't care what they talking about, where they at in standpoint in life. You don't want to hear their business plan. You don't want to do none of that. You just want to tell them that it's not going to work. This is because it didn't work for me. That's it.
Mm-hmm. This one's interesting. It says you can't expect someone to be soft when you keep freezing them out. And I'm guessing I'm guessing that was a woman saying that to a man, pretty much. Like you pretty much like, how do you expect me to be vulnerable and to open up to you and be soft where you keep freezing me out?
Yeah, that's like a man wanting to be a leader and it's just like, bro, you leading us straight to hell.
Oh shit.
How do you expect me to follow if you leading us down the wrong path? So you can't expect me to be soft if you hard all the time. Like if you not opening me up to that, if you're not making me feel comfort and feel good and being feminine in this relationship. No, I'm not gonna be soft.
All right, what else do I got here? Making a cycle. All right, so it was another one that says basically along the lines, you can make the cycle or break the cycle, because basically I forget exactly what the topic was, but it was saying people complain about why things are going a certain way, but they're contributing to it going a certain way. Like they're basically complaining about why they can't get a man to do such and such, or why basically I'll use that example, why they can't get a man to be a certain way or act a certain way, or all these men out here are trash, yet they're raising their son as the same type of man that they're dealing with. And they're going to end up turning out the same way as that man that you're dealing with. So basically, they keep creating the cycle.
I mean, that's somebody that doesn't take accountability for them being the cause to the effect. You can't, like, when it comes to special type of boy moms that raise their sons up to be the nigga that they want they want in their life romantically. That's weird. And your child shouldn't have that much pressure to be that person for you at all. Like, they should be your child. That is it. They're not the man of the house, none of that type. They're your child. That's all they are to you. And then you go from there. But you can't expect to be, like, what am I trying to say? You can't want all of these things, and you can't want to break a cycle if you don't want to look within that cycle and see where you're going wrong. If you get from step 1 and it's good to step 2 and it's good, and then all of a sudden every time you get to step 3 and it fucks up or becomes shaky, you need to look what's happening between that transition between step 2 and 3, because there may be something that you're doing wrong and you don't want to accept that you're the one doing the wrong.
Yeah. Last one, to actually do a 360 back to what we talked about earlier. To close this out, it says, why do you, the question, I'm gonna give you the answer that somebody wrote. It says, why do y'all break up right after the baby? So then underneath it says, from what I've heard, some men literally just switch up after the baby and realize they weren't ready to commit to a whole family and put in the hours to do so. Other reasons I assume is some men get turned off by the aftermath of the pregnancy. Do you agree with any of this?
Yep.
You think that's
we talked about this before. All of a sudden, your man was a homebody before you got pregnant. And all of a sudden, late in your pregnancy when your child was about to be born, and afterwards when you're going through postpartum, not postpartum depression, but just probably just getting yourself back together and learning how to be a mom or whatever. All of a sudden, he want to go outside more. He acting weird. He not helping out as much. He not nurturing you back to, a good point to where you feeling good about yourself. None of that. That happens, and it's just like, what the fuck? Did you think that just because I had this kid is gonna sit me the fuck down? No, we're not doing that. You can't do that. This is a joint venture. You're gonna join in.
And I'm gonna end it with this one. God, I think this is funny. So the quote says, men are easy. And then the guy wrote, first of all, no. So this is a guy basically writing it. So in quotation marks, it says, men are easy. It says, first of all, what are we gaining from playing hard to get exactly? And then underneath the guy says, men are only easy when it comes to sex. Try getting a committed relationship out of him and let's see.
I digress. I digress. Everybody ain't meant for commitment, and that's okay. But they need to stay the fuck away from people that want commitment. That's it. But men are definitely easy for sex.
But not for nothing else. Not for commitment. Not for
commitment is not easy.
Yeah, it's funny because it was a quote basically about what they say about women. Like they said, he always comes, or basically a man always comes back, or something along those lines. And he was like, he's not coming back for you. He's just you have accessible box. Pretty much, like he's not coming back because he wants to be with you. He's coming back because you're accessible. That was the quote.
This is definitely for all them girls that are baby mamas and be like hyped that they baby daddy still fucking with them. That is not a flex. That's not a flex at all. If y'all broke up and he start dating somebody new or talking to people new, and you find it okay that he gets to spin the block on you every fucking time, yes, sis, that's not a flex. That's weird, and that's low on the totem pole. That's real low. You knew it wasn't working in your relationship, period, and now you gonna like keep letting him come back.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you got
this ain't a buffet. It's not a revolving door.
Some of y'all gotta realize what a flex is versus you just easy. Mm-hmm. Like you easily be used. Like that's not a flex. Oh, you gonna always come back? Yeah. You know why you gonna keep coming back? Because you know you gonna spray them leaks. Let's just keep it.
The fact that you can spin the block is not the fact. If any man or woman can spin the block on you, that's not a flex. That should be closed. Once they left out that door, lock it. Change the locks. Change the door frame. I don't know. Don't make it memorable for them to come back to you.
Yeah. Oh, we eased our way back in there. Eased our way back in there, man. It's been a while, but hey, we gonna try to get a couple more episodes in before she pop. It's a matter of time. So we disappear again. You know what happened. But we are gonna do something new, just so we can keep y'all involved. Mm-hmm. We're gonna start doing Monday to Fridays. We're gonna have our morning message. Mm-hmm. You say. Most likely it's gonna be me because she's still trying to get ready for the baby and everything. I'm not gonna give y'all too many details of what it's gonna be about. Just know every day, every morning at 7 a.m. It's gonna be a little 5 to 8 minute message for y'all based around I'll explain all that in the first episode, but I won't tell too much because people might try to steal our idea, and we don't need that. We don't need that happen. But just know y'all gonna get a lot more content. Y'all gonna be able to listen to us during the week. Get some more of some Let's Make Sense of It here. So just stay tuned. I don't know if it's gonna start. I don't know what's gonna start. It's gonna be within the next 2 weeks. It might be Monday. It might be next Monday. I don't know. Just a matter of when I get around to it. But like I always say, man, common sense ain't always common. So put a little bit more smarts in the world. Like I say, if you need gear, letsmakesenseofit.com. Make sure y'all keep following us on Instagram. Let's Make Sense of It _. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube at Let's Make Sense of It. Surprisingly, follow us on Threads. Like our Threads is almost at 700 people. Don't ask me how. I have no clue. But every day,
posting on Threads?
I don't even be posting like that. But I guess that's why Threads has turned into a bigger thing than Twitter, because like people just follow and follow and follow.
Twitter, they about to get a monthly subscription page.
Yeah, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But just keep looking at it. Listen, you got any topics, you want to be a guest, all that good stuff, we still around. You know what I'm saying? We're not going nowhere. We still around. I got nervous. It's all right. We still here. We still here. But on that note, it's the Bull Vent. I'll let y'all.
Bye.
Make it make sense. Come on, make it make sense. Come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it